After chatting with Zhongli for a while, Xiao came rushing back. Seeing Xiao's travel-worn appearance, Ryen made a quick assessment. Xiao definitely couldn't fly. After all, if Xiao could fly, he wouldn't have needed to use his wind cycling continuously to get back. The next step would be testing if a glider could support flight. Ryen felt it was pretty likely. Sure, the Minecraft world might have rejected Xiao and the others' adeptal and elemental powers, but it shouldn't have any issue with something as technical as a glider, right? It was just that characters like Keqing generally had their own fast travel methods and didn't really need gliders, so Ryen hadn't found an opportunity to test it. He resolved to ask Ningguang to procure a set when they returned. Rex Lapis, Mr. Ryen, Xiao greeted, noticing that no one else was around. Since Ryen clearly already knew Zhongli's true identity, there was no point in hiding it. However, Xiao's attention was quickly drawn to the towering airborne structure behind the villa. The sheer scale was stunning. In less than an hour, they'd built something this massive, and judging by the scene, Ryen and Zhongli had been sitting here drinking tea for quite a while, probably having run out of materials and had to come back down. With that thought, Xiao quickly handed over 3 stacks of stone blocks. Ryen, is this enough? The stone I was mining is nearly depleted. I came back early to avoid going deeper into the mine. Ryen smiled wryly and shook his head. With just this, it's not enough. My plan is to build a 50 by 50 platform, which requires at least 2,500 blocks. Xiao looked a bit embarrassed, pursing his lips as he hurriedly said, "Then I'll head back to the mountain to dig more." Seeing Xiao about to dash off again, Ryen quickly stopped him. "Wait, no need." Xiao looked at Ryen in confusion. Running back and forth is too inefficient. The blocks you brought are enough to set up a small platform. We'll use the platform to build a cobblestone generator for the rest. With that, Ryen pulled out a bucket and handed it to Xiao. "Can you help me fetch a bucket of lava from the village?" Lava. Xiao thought for a moment before realization dawned. "Oh, from that spot we passed by earlier? I understand. I'll go right away." Before his words had even fully settled, Xiao had grabbed the bucket and darted off again. Watching Xiao's rapidly retreating figure, Ryen stroked his chin, muttering to himself. For some reason, it feels like Xiao's a lot livelier since coming to this world. Zhongli couldn't help but chuckle at that. To think that the once determined and ruthless conqueror of demons, the Ixia Alidus, could now be described as lively. Yet, somehow, Zhongli found Ryen's assessment accurate. Xiao did seem more spirited compared to his time in Teyvat. "Should we call back Tianquan and the others?" Zhongli asked, shifting the conversation. "From the sound of your plan, this is going to be a pretty big project." Ryen shook his head. "Let them have some fun. We can handle this ourselves." "So, you have a soft spot for the ladies, I see." Zhongli teased lightly. "But treating men and women differently might leave some of us feeling a little unappreciated." He quirked an eyebrow, clearly not too bothered but still feigning some grievance. Truth be told, Zhongli didn't mind being treated like a common laborer. He even enjoyed the novelty of being seen as just another person despite his true identity. But being reduced to a workhorse wasn't exactly an ideal memory either. Ryen blinked at him innocently and spread his hands. "Well then, Rex Lapis, why don't you use your divine powers to conjure me an airborne platform directly?" Zhongli's expression froze for a moment. Turning his face slightly to the side, he adopted an air of feigned nonchalance. "As your people say, fate is determined by the heavens, but actions are guided by man. Self-reliance is a noble virtue." Ryen smirked, rolling his eyes playfully. Zhongli had been teasing Xiao for becoming more lively in this world, but wasn't he just as active himself? Before they could dwell on the thought, Xiao returned with the lava. Thanks to Ryen's earlier demonstration, Xiao knew exactly how to handle it. "Rex Lapis, Ryen, sorry to keep you waiting," Xiao said, carefully carrying the bucket of lava, his expression both cautious and amazed. Though the journey had been quick, Xiao didn't seem tired at all. Instead, his eyes sparkled with a mix of awe and curiosity. "Even though I've seen Ryen use an iron bucket to store lava before, handling it myself still feels incredible. Rex Lapis, I've been thinking." Xiao began, his tone thoughtful. "Let me stop you right there," Ryen interjected, not even looking up as he took the bucket and placed it into his inventory. "If it's too bold, don't even say it." Xiao blinked in confusion, staring at Ryen, momentarily at a loss for words. Finally, he continued in a quieter voice. "When I was scouting earlier, I noticed that the lava here is extremely hot, likely capable of melting even the sturdiest crystal ores. Rex Lapis. I was wondering, considering how lava can spread across large areas in this world, could it be possible to use lava to build defensive fortifications?" Ryen finished for him, his mouth twitching slightly. No wonder he's a yiksha, Ryen thought. Xiao's mind seemed hardwired for destruction. It wouldn't even be surprising if Xiao eventually started carrying buckets of lava to exorcise demons. What would it matter if the target were a pyro abyss mage or a pyro slime? A single bucket of lava would annihilate them, leaving nothing behind. Immune to fire? Well, are you immune to lava? Suppressing his amusement, Ryen refrained from ridiculing Xiao's suggestion out loud. Instead, he silently started climbing the platform. Zhongli, however, gave the idea some serious consideration before responding. It might prove useful in certain scenarios, but for now, let's hold off. We should focus on exploring this world further before making such decisions. Xiao, follow us up, Zhongli instructed as he gracefully began his ascent. Xiao called out immediately, "Be careful, Rex Lapis. You can't fly here. Falling could result in injury." Zhongli paused mid-step, glancing down with slight concern. "Did you injure yourself earlier?" Xiao scratched his head awkwardly, nodding. "Don't worry, Rex Lapis. It was just a fracture. It didn't affect my mobility. Besides, my fullness level is maxed out, just like Ryen said. As long as fullness is maintained, injuries heal over time. But that was from a low height. This structure is much taller. Please be cautious." Hearing Xiao's explanation, Zhongli relaxed slightly, though he shook his head in mild exasperation. "You're the one who should be more careful now, come along. We'll need your help for the construction." "Need my help?" That one phrase seemed to ignite a fire within Xiao. Suddenly, he was brimming with energy, as if transported back to the days of the Archon War. Nodding solemnly, he followed Zhongli with the determination of a soldier heading to battle. The platform's height was about 40 blocks, not too high, not too low. It took the group less than half a minute to climb. One of the peculiar features of this world was how secure the ladders felt. Unless someone actively tried to fall, they could cling to the ladder effortlessly, without any risk of slipping. Before long, all three of them reached the top. Xiao glanced around in awe, his eyes wide with wonder. "Standing up here, it feels even more impressive. Did the two of you really build this in just an hour?" Ryen chuckled and corrected him. "Technically, it was a little over half an hour. We ran out of materials and had to come back down." "All right, enough chit-chat. You'll understand better once you start building yourself." With that, Ryen distributed a stack of stone blocks to each of them. "Let me go over it again. Stay crouched near the edges while placing blocks. That's the safest way to build. Zhongli and I will expand the platform horizontally. After we fill 50 blocks in each direction, we'll regroup. Xiao, your job is to fill in the center and create a solid foundation where we can safely move around." Hearing the clear instructions, Xiao straightened up and nodded with utmost seriousness. "Understood. I won't disappoint you, Ryen." Without another word, he crouched at the edge and began carefully placing blocks, his expression as focused as if he were crafting a masterpiece. Watching Xiao's earnest concentration, Ryen couldn't help but feel amused. There was something about it, something that reminded him of a child playing with building blocks. Shaking his head, he exchanged a glance with Zhongli and then got to work.